Hello, 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 all my lovely lads and lassies. My name is Albanach, and welcome back to Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club. Enough chit chat, let's get into it! I'm gonna save the best for last. Here, I'm gonna save first. Alright, there we go. Return. By the way, I have this in windowed mode because in full screen, OBS isn't capturing it. No! So that's my day. I'm gonna save the best for last, Yuri. So I'm gonna go with my best friend, Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. This is a good poem, Lord. Are you sure this is your first time? Of course. It's not that good. And I am the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why I'm impressed. That's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't be doing it. I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write it on at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you are really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but it doesn't seem I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said it before, Lord. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that now only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah? Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That's will be my way of thanking you. All right. I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry. I'm really... don't worry. I'm really bad at this. Well, we'll see about that. All right. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. All right. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least it makes sense. It makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still try my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it like it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast! Even though you were late to school.
It's better to skip breakfast, or I'll get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever! Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. All right. Let's go Yuri next. What? As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ha! Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you have written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits, but that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their writing style more deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together. Sorry guys, I just got a second monitor. I'm just making sure it's working properly and everything is going good. And so far, I'm happy. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she finds a gray like a ground bar. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even in the simplest poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but all it takes is practice. All it comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Clicked out of the game. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you available feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking to people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily. And as if it gets that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, this isn't supposed to be a literature club. Isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Fascinating. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the ember glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. And the last yet to be replaced by a sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present and the living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Where the fuck? Oh, stop yawning! That was a really good poem. I'm sorry I have such a terrible handwriting. You have really good handwriting. Not a lot of people write cursive anymore. They don't teach it. I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Okay, well, you're right. You don't need a... Just a shh. Yuri, shh. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It was really descriptive. There's I may have talked about this before. Mike Birbiglia's wife. She is also a poet, and she wrote down a poem, and it's, as Mike Birbiglia describes it, the most profound level of love I've ever experienced. And the poem goes, "A baby rests on the womb of mother. Everything else is outer space." Like, short, to the point, and just woof, just wow. Oh no! It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. Poems don't have to be long, guys. It's not the size that matters. I'm really good. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Hoo-hoo! Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Lord. Really? I must totally miss the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Glance over it, I actually read it. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually don't do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. Yuri, are you okay? And soon to be left in the with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. In the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Lord. You don't have to keep doing your best. Like, I'm pretty sure I'd enjoy anything you do. So, you little cheekster. Me too. Alright, which might we do next? Let's go Natsuki. Oh, I was gonna save Yuri for last! Duh. Oh well, Natsuki. Sounds a lot like Nazi. Natsuki! Huh? Oh, that's right. Lord, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home! What? What? Harsh. What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? It's because I made this poem and I didn't pick a lot of things that relate to her. I didn't pick all the cutesy, artsy, poof type of sprinkly and shiny rainbows popping out my ass.
Do you think I'm stupid?
A little bit. I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Duh! Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. I'm Batman. How long have you guys been waiting for me to say that? You get better anyway. I tell you what to improve. Oh, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid.
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it.
Very, perceptive, I guess. Yeah, pretty perceptive. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. Do I? What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. Why am I reading better with this voice than normally? So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. I was about to say lavid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you doing great things, it can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme in the end, but then made it all fall flat on purpose. And I'm getting a little headache doing this voice. But it helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Freshman. Yeah, guess not. I decide to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Rip it away from her. Rip it out her heart. Stomp on it. Feed it to the pigs. Do whatever you want, dude. All right, Monica. Hi, Lord. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear that. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? All right, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Same! It's almost as if this game knows me! Also, I remember reading that if you go to the files... Nope, not that one. All right, well, I guess I can't access the files for characters. I think that's, if I read it correctly, that's only for Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which I guess I don't have. Want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I'll have to. Don't worry, Lord. We're all a little embarrassed, okay? You know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all have to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I had Monica read my poem. Great job, Lord. I was going to, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I understand. I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Right. Right. Writing's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it in the butt. When readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively. Both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze them of the nuances. It could take them years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You know, you do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find that kind of style that fits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ha ha ha. It says I don't have to worry about impressing people. Anyways, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. I read a sentence well. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh, wow, a long one. Hole in Wall. Why that title? It couldn't have been me. See, the direction of spackle protrudes. Ah! A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No! I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. I already scorched with a permanent copy of my meaningless image. Image. Ah! It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep. It's stretching forever and everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. Ah! My monitor! Interesting, very interesting. So, what do you think? Very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Haha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Was that the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that. Because it's kind of coming on strong. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip for the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is this. If you keep your pen on the same spot for too long, you'll just get a bit dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. That is pretty good advice. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. Ah! Hi. They gingerly exchange the sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. I can give a gingerly exchange. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, yes, nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns to the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can it be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was just trying to say something nice. Oh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Lord did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Especially yours, Natsuki. And Lord liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Why did I get quiet? Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Oh, here we go. That's not what you're just... What's with this music? Yuri stands up as well. Yuri, bless you. Maybe you're just jealous that Lord appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Oh! And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? You know that that full of yourself. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Yeah! Is everyone okay? Well, you know what?
I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger soon as Lord started showing up.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you!
This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys! Suddenly, both the girls turned towards me, as if they noticed I was standing here. Yuri, with what Natsuki just said, are you wearing a size bigger or a push-up bra? Cause that's fine, totally fine. Lord, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn about appreciate that simple writing is more efficient, then
This music.
then this wouldn't have to happen in the first place. And that's the point I'm making of making your poems all convoluted for no reason. No meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Lord.
Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. That's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, but it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Lord? I do, Lord. Or, Yuri. Not trying to call out the person by the wrong name again. Well. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's gonna be Natsuki, Yuri, help me, Sayori. Natsuki is definitely out of the question. I don't really like her at all anyways. One, she's too young, freshman, in college. Yuri, I really like Yuri. I see a lot more chemistry with her. Sayori is my best friend, and she seems to be a little, sort of the moral compass of this entire class. It's between Yuri and Sayori. All right, help me, Sayori! Natsuki glares at me, drying up my words I had in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri's expression is so defenseless I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori! Yeah. Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Lord?
Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. Oh, no. Oh. Yuri, it's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. She does have a point.
Yeah. I guess Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being.
She would never. It's your maturity that made her upset in the first place.
Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes...
Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. Why? My friends are wonderful people. And I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting?
Because...
Well, also, Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Thank you, Sayori, for clearing that up for everybody. Big and beautiful! I can't argue with that. Sayori. Sayori stands up triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president. Oh, that was me talking. So this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, but I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. Same. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah. It's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. Okay. That makes two of us. I will. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Okay, I have a feeling every girl in this class has a thing for me. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little bit more. Possibly. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing your poems?
It was a lot of...
It was a lot of fun! Well, I'd say that it was worth it.
It was alright. Well, mostly. I'm Batman.
Lord, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about it with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you'll learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. Yuri. Monica. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Lord! Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. Definitely not Yuri. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Lord, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is making me the happiest. I think everyone really likes you too. That's every day is going to be so much fun. Oh, I say, sigh. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but it doesn't need to stop there. Does it need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but that's easy to use Sayori as an international monologue sometimes. Okay! Yeah, let's do this. Alrighty. Well, what I was gonna do, the reason why I saved this, because if Help Me Sayori was gonna turn out bad, I was gonna go back to this point and click Yuri. But now, I can save that. And we got that all settled and all done with, and I'm gonna get back to doing a poem later and see what kind of stuff I'll do later on, because that's how life works. This has been awesome. I love having 2 monitors now. It's awesome. Game's recording good. Everything. I can see everything now. It's amazing. Thank you all so much for watching. You know the gist, and I will see all of you beautiful faces in the next episode video. Toodle pip!